February 25th, we got a new hint number 17. Mr. Beast told us, whatever you're doing, do more of that. We found out that Trips by Romy isn't a puzzle, it's a tool to organize your thoughts. So, of course, the Trips by Romy new tab on the Beast Travel website. Saw it yesterday and I was like, oh man, he told us everything's out, no new puzzles. And then we get this with all these blanks and all these seem to be puzzles. But he's saying, hey, that's not a puzzle. That's just a tool to organize your thoughts. So we're not finding new locations. We're just finding ways to combine them. But to me, seems like semantics. I have trust issues. This is still a puzzle. I don't care what anyone says. If I have to put puzzles together and to organize them in some specific way, that's a puzzle. I have trust issues. I know everything's out. We're not getting new locations. We have, he said, 100 total puzzles, 91 locations plus the stage 09. We think that's 100. We're not getting anything new, but I don't know. To me, this is still a new puzzle. Whatever. He also mentioned there's a very specific pattern here, so we think this was the clue that we got from the Trips by Boat, which led us to first part, 6 Romy results in between stage 1 answer pairs. So this in the middle was like a Romy result, we're calling it, and then on each side was a stage 1 answer. This was from Haley the Gift, and this was the crossword that led us to Island, the Iceland volcano, I mean. So that's a very specific pattern that we confirmed today. He said you won't need to use the first part of it again or the middle, but the last part shows up one more time in the list. So he's telling us we don't need to use this first part again, we don't need to use this second part again, but the Iceland volcano we do need to use again. So it's just like, why, like if both of these are stage 1 answers, why is one being tossed out and why is one being used down in our list of 40? This one in the middle makes sense to me that it's not being used again, just because it wasn't part of our original set of 40. And that brings me to the next point, which is that the math ain't mathin'. There's 40 of these organization tools on here, so there's 40 stage 2 answers. It makes sense that you would use one for each. This one up here was like a throwaway. It wasn't included in the 40, so it makes sense that we'd have one of our 40 each here. But then the math ain't mathin' because there'd be 80 stage 1 locations that we would need on each side, and we have 51 of them. Are some of them used more than once? I don't know. The math ain't mathin' on that. So that's to be resolved. I mean, I feel like it has to work out cleanly, but maybe it is just that some are used more than once and there's, don't overthink it, but not sure on that. We also got new BeastBot hints that point us to continents, so check your BeastBot, Slackbot, check those answers if you haven't looked at them. Mine today would tell me stuff like, this puzzle points to Asia, or this puzzle points to North America. So BeastBot like stresses me out. It's all over the place. It's you never know what the hints are actually. It's tough to trace back the conversations, so I kind of gave up quickly on looking at those, but there probably is some useful information there. And then I said gaslighting myself, predicted finish date. I'm gaslighting myself and telling myself that this thing is going until the end of the contest on Salesforce, which the terms tell us are April 2nd. My actual guess is still March 2nd, but again, I'm just gaslighting myself, excuse me, so that way I don't get discouraged and I don't feel like the puzzle's about to end. But in all truth, I do feel like we're close. I feel like one or two hints could give us that last piece we need. He's telling us all the puzzles are out and that we have everything we need. We just have to figure out to combine it. So it makes complete sense to me that this thing could be solved by March 2nd, but I'll continue to gaslight myself. That's all I have for today. Thank you guys.